Hello, everyone. Alvin Darian here. I spent over 2 decades in the financial industry helping people just like you. As the author of books like Don't Let Adversity Steal Your Legacy and the 8 Financial Breakthroughs, and as the CEO and co-founder of Financial Pro Network, I am proud to present to you the Leadership and Money Podcast. All right. Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to break down class 8. This is our makeup class. I want to make sure you're taking your notes. You're in a quiet spot. You have no distractions. You are in a place with no interruptions. Today we're going to really break down some financial concepts and we're going to jump right into it, everyone. So take some notes and make sure you schedule a 15-minute meeting with your VP. So as we go through the program, everyone, I want to say congratulations to those that made all the classes. Today is more mindset. So we're making up class 8 from CFT class. So financial mindset and financial concepts, very, very important. So I want to let you know that you go through the classes, you're going to get better. You go through the classes, you will be sharper, right? And you're going to make more money. It all starts with activity. It all starts with activity. And one way that I've always made money and one way that I've always get momentum going, you got to get momentum going, was text messaging. And I know if you see this on the screen, you see 1,000 text messages, right? So you just want to divide that by 30. If you're doing it by yourself, if you have a team of 10, it's easier to get to it. But if you take 1,000 divided by 30, that's 33 text messages a day. So just round it up to 35. And it doesn't have to be a long text message. It can be, hey, just want to reconnect with you. Haven't talked to you in a while. You've been on my mind lately. It could be something like, hey, let's finalize your program or your plan, whatever it is. You got an activity. You got 1,000 text messages out. Do it in 1 month, collapse the time frames, and watch what happened to your business. One thing we always talk about here is the beneficiary emergency contact system. If you think about it, most death claims do not get paid because the beneficiary do not know what or who was the beneficiary. They didn't know that they were the beneficiary, right? So we need an emergency plan, just like your ADT, just like your alarm system. You need an emergency contact. And the next thing we do, we go through, give them a gift, Hey, just want to make sure you know that Mary put you down as an emergency contact. That's a big deal. And I want to give you this gift from her. And we want to make sure you have the 8 financial breakthroughs, right? And then you said, hey, we also need, so when you get the beneficiaries, right? That's 3. Most of the time, that's 3 referrals. And let's say, for instance, you get 3 emergency contacts. That's 6 new people to call. All right. So think about it like this. I want to give them a gift. Who do you know? Who are your beneficiaries? I want to give them a gift. Boom. Who will be your emergency contacts to let the beneficiaries know that they are a beneficiary? All it is a way to get into new markets and everybody feels good about it. Right. As you know, we are expanding aggressively right now. So you're in a region, and if you only stay in one region, your income is limited. So wherever region you're going to build next, I don't care if it's the red, the green, the light green, the yellow, the blue, or the orange, but pick one that you're going to find 10 licensed people in that region, right? People are looking for us and we're looking for them. We're looking for the people that want to win. And now it's time for you to have a seat at the table, right? It is time for you to sit down at the Financial Pro Network table, sit down with your VPs. Imagine this is your 6-figure earners. Imagine this is your 7-figure earners on your team. So let me give an example here. Some of you are senior financial educators and you're working your way to become a vice president, also known as a VP. As you build your team, you want to have a solid starting 5, right? People you pour into, people you spend time with, you show them applications, you show them suitability, you show them underwriting, you show them how to get paid, how to get contracting, you walk them through the 7 step format for our training, and they get 1 client a week. You train them to get 1 client a week, right? Everybody gets their 1 a week. We work hard. We get 1 client a week. And then that's 8,000 of net CPC, right? And that's about 400 paid to you. Let's pump the brakes for a minute. If you had a real estate property, most people are not cash flowing $400 per property. Here, you're cash flowing $400 per financial educator, right? This is not you writing business, it's you being a great trainer. And then on your associates, you're going to make more because you got more spread. And when we add all of this up, everyone, you hit your 4 clients a month, one a week, right? That's 8,000. So you made 6,000 right there. And then if we add it up with your overrides or your profit margin, that's $8,800 for the month. 8,800. That's not bad. But it starts with you having these case studies done. It starts with you wanting it and want to move forward and want to learn, because we can't do the work for you all the time. And when you go through the case studies with your client, you walk them through the 8 financial breakthroughs. You walk them through it. You walk them through number one if they need it, number two, number three. I'm not training on the 8 financial breakthroughs tonight, but I want you to know that you want to walk them through it and check off the boxes, right? So let's talk about a financial cake, one of our go-to concepts when we're closing out term or closing out a life insurance policy. Let's back it up. Hey, what is your favorite cake? What is your favorite cake? Some people are going to say chocolate. Some people are going to say strawberry. Some people are going to say red velvet. Some people are going to say pineapple upside down cake. My favorite cake is financial cake. Now, can we be in agreement that all cakes have a recipe and all cakes have a order of preference of putting it in there? You have a recipe, right? But you also have instructions. So let's break it down. The first layer of the cake, most important, everyone, protection. If you don't have protection as a foundation, your cake is going to crumble, your cake is going to fall. You got to have living insurance and you got to have dream insurance. Well, what's living insurance? Living insurance is life insurance. Dream insurance is long-term care and chronic and critical illness insurance. And then you want to build that emergency fund. You want to have some liquidity and some accessibility. And then you go to debt management. You want to pay your debts down. You ever hear people say, I'm going to pay off all of my debts and then I'm going to pay myself? It doesn't work that way. You got to bring the debt, you got to bring the emergency fund up. You got to bring the debt down. You got to do that at the same time. So if you're putting 400 to emergency fund, you got to put 400 to debt, and vice versa. Now you're going to have fun. You're going to travel. You're going to save some money. I saw your Amazon career lifetime purchases, but I'm going to tell you this: you're going to spend money on things. You're going to go out to restaurants. You're going to go out to eat, right? And then here you go, building wealth. Most people want to jump to the top of the cake, but if we were building a house, we don't start with the roof. So protection is the key. And you can tell people, hey, let's just get started with the starter plan, and then we can convert it over later to one of our permanent plans. Man, this financial cake has made us a lot of money. A lot of money. So here we go, everyone. Here's a live case study that his name is Will Be Wealthy. And just to kind of give you a snapshot here, when we write up the plan, some people do it differently, but sometimes you need notes. Because what if you have 4 or 5 different plans, client mix up NLG with nationwide, mix nationwide up with F&G, and they don't know the IUL from the FIA or the term from the savings. So you got to write it out and then you have it cookie cut so everybody can go over it together, right? And so just to share with you, protection and legacy: build wealth without market risk and have protection with long-term care and living benefits. To build wealth, a long-term protection plan with life insurance. That's the reason for it. What company? In this case, NLG for the term, nationwide for the IUL, and long-term care. Well, what is needed? We need $150 a month for the term, right? What do we need? Checking account. Okay, so we're going to have a total of $1.5 million. And once we see when it comes back from underwriting, we work on other things. So there's different categories, right? Well, let's jump into a case study real quick. Mr. Davison, 45 years old,
$97,000 income as a real estate agent. Hasn't hit 100 grand yet. Okay, 23,000 in student loans, 14,000 in credit card debt, 1,800 mortgage per month. Okay, so that's a very reasonable mortgage there. 21,000 in checking and savings. Some of you say, well, why doesn't he just pay the credit card off? Most people want. We can negotiate probably a third of it, but if he wanted to pay it off, he would have paid it off already. Okay. 90,000 in the 401k from a previous company. Okay, no life insurance, no health insurance. I'll make some recommendations here. Number one, he doesn't make 100 grand. So let's see if you want to get into the business to leverage us and make more money. Okay. The 23,000 student loan, let's see if we can renegotiate the terms. Okay, 14,000 of credit card debt. Let's see if we can pay 4,000 down, and then the money he makes from referral partnership with us, we can pay the debt off, or we can put them in one of our debt freedom programs, right? 90,000 in the 401k. Hold on, let me back up. 21,000 in checking and savings, right? So we're going to keep majority of that liquid and accessible. But that's going to fund the IUL. So we're going to set him up on an IUL, okay, for tax-free retirement because he doesn't have a 401k to contribute to anymore. But the 90,000, we're probably going to, because he's 45 years old, we can move that over to North American or SBL. We can do that rollover there. So what do you make? You're going to make money on the 401k rollover. You're going to make money on the IUL, and you probably want to make money with him as a business partner. So it all comes down to this, everyone. Where are you in your life with your goals? It's going to come down to all four, maybe three, two, or one, but something is important to you, and you got to learn to tell the story of legacy, how our plan can increase your lifestyle, enhance your lifestyle. Can you know and notice how your family, are you going to be the one hosting Thanksgiving, hosting Christmas, and expanding your family and taking family trips and leaving family legacy? See, it all works together, but most people concerned, people that are in the red zone, it's their future income because earned income won't be there, but the future income will be there. Here's a book that I recommend, Virtual Selling by Jeb Blunt. Virtual Selling by Jeb Blunt. It's on Audible. You want to make sure that you get it, you listen to it in your car, turn your car into a radio, I mean into a library, to a study hall. Turn your phone when you're washing clothes or you're folding clothes or you're washing dishes, have this stuff playing in your ear in your background so it can hit your subliminal, your subconscious mind, and it leaves you subliminal messages, and the next thing you know, this stuff is natural to you. Okay. Make sure you have a Zoom that you pay for. If you're not paying for Zoom, you're not making money. If you're not paying for Zoom, you're not making money. Let's be honest, right? Let's not fool ourselves. You got to have the paid version of Zoom, and you need to have your settings set up, and you need to know how to work Zoom. One of the shows that changed my life forever was Undercover Billionaire. Now, I know some people on the screen you may like or you may not like, but I'm telling you, this is one of the best series when it comes to our business and when it comes to starting from scratch, when it comes to meeting strangers, when it comes to making money, when it comes to survival, when it comes to winning, when it comes to taking your business to the next level. Watch Undercover Billionaire, right? 2 days 2 days of procrastination can destroy 2 months of discipline. You may want to write that down. That's a Facebook grab right there. You want to put that on Facebook. 2 days of procrastination can destroy 2 months of discipline. Don't ever forget that. See, the money is getting ready to move, everyone. Are you in position to move the money? Are you in position for this wealth wave, this wealth transfer of $84 trillion? 84 trillion. So how are we getting ready for it outside of training and preparing and building confidence and having workshops and having classes? We're going to open up our own Netflix, but it's going to be with financial planning though. We're going to have 15-minute videos, 10-minute videos, 5 minute, 2 minutes. We're going to break down each one of these topics. We have a whole two more pages. This is just a little sneak preview, right? So we're going to break all this stuff down for you. You're going to learn and you're going to always have it on demand. So coming soon. If you think about it, some people make $1,000 a month with 4 kids and they make it work. Some people are single, make 10,000 a month and can't make ends meet. Why is that? Because if you think about it, majority of our money goes to lifestyle, to support the lifestyle we like to live. And then you have taxes and debt, and then you shave a little bit off for savings, right? But what if we can open up the savings, that's counting investments too, pay less taxes, pay off your debt, and have a better lifestyle? How does that look for you? See, it starts with the wealth of you. You got to make a decision that you're going to save money. You got to make a decision on how much you want to save every month, no matter what, your no matter what number. And then you got to say, well, why are you saving the money? You got to give it a job. You must give money a job, period. If you give money a job, then guess what? You have a specific reason for saving that money. So now, where are you going to put it? That's where our team of experts come in. That's where we come in at to share with you where to put the money. All right. So compound interest, we're going to really break it down. Some people understand it. Some people don't. Some people hear about it. Some people use it. Some people let it use them. The greatest mathematical discovery of all time, Albert Einstein. So you take the number 72 and you divide it by the interest rate, and it equals time for your money to double, right? So if you take 72 divided by 1% equals 72 years for your money to double. It's going to take a long time. Think of your age, and then you're going to add 72 to it. So when you break this down some more, we know 72 with the 1% interest rate is 72 years for your money to double. But if you get 3%, that's 24 years. If you get 6%, that's 12 years. If you get 9%, that's 8 years for your money to double. And if you get 12%, your money doubles every 6 years. We can't guarantee these rate of returns, but we know places over time you can get more doubles on your money. You got to get a double on your double, and then a double on your double double, and then double your double double double. Now, I'm not picking on your bank, but these rates update all the time. And Bank of America 0.03, PNC 0.05, Chase Bank 0.01. You know, think about it. US Bank 0.01. The average is about 0.9%, and it's over $10 trillion in savings accounts. That tells me there's some fear out there, right? So if I were to take the 0.09 divided by 72 divided by 0.09, that's 800 years for your money to double. Who has 800 years for their money to double? Most people don't. See, this is a concept you got to master. If you had a dollar back in 2022, you would have $2 in 2822. I'm just saying. Now, this chart here is probably one of the most important ones to understand. Why is that? Because the tax factor, right? So let's say you had $1 that doubled 20 times. $1 that doubled 20 times. $1 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 8, 8 to 16. You get it, right? You're doubling your money. You're doubling your money. So in 20 doubles, you got $1 million. But what if you had to pay taxes along the way? And let's just say capital gains go up to 33%. I know it's not there now. Let's just say, what if some rule changes happen? Look at that. You got 28,000. Unbelievable. Do you rather have a million or you rather have 28,000? Something to think about, right? Now, let's talk some history right quick. So, what was the highest tax bracket in the history of the United States? 94%. 94%. That's unreal. Okay, if you go back to 1916, taxes was 15%. What happened in 1917? I believe there was a war and they had to raise taxes. 1941, 81%. 1944, and we can go on. Look at that, right? And that's your taxable income when you make over that. If you look at it this way too, from 1936 to 1980, the tax bracket never fell below 70%. In 1982, right, the top tax bracket, if you made 85,600 bucks, you had to pay everything above that 50% in taxes. The 1988, guess what the top tax bracket was? $29,000. Let's tax everybody, big tax. What will taxes look like in the future? Something to think about, right? So that's why this chart is important for future taxation, and you need to identify where your money is. So tax now, like your savings, your checking, your Bitcoin, your crypto, your stocks, your bonds, your mutual fund. When money grows, you pay tax along the way. Tax later, people get this one confused, right? So with tax later, think about it like this: tax deferred. So now you got your 401k, your 403b, your TSPs. Anything begins with a four is designed for the government, by the government, to support the government forever. I like tax never. See, with the yellow bucket, when your money grows, you pay taxes, but when you pull it to yourself, you pay taxes. Never pay taxes if you don't have to legally. So here's some vehicles here, like your Roth IRAs, cash accumulation, long-term care proceeds, and chronic and critical illness proceeds. Man, we just getting warmed up. See, there's 8 benefits of an IUL. The IUL is in the tax-free category. Now, here's some benefits here. You can supplement your retirement income. You notice I said the word supplement. It's tax deferred growth, so you don't pay taxes on the growth. It's no contribution or income limits, no pre 59 and a half rule. You got growth potential, safety from negative rate of returns, right? Due to market decline. Very important. Flexibility, control, tax-free death benefit. It's designed for the death benefit, but it has all of these other features built in it. I don't know if this stuff make you excited, but I love it. We're hitting all the key areas that people want. And so which family are you, right? Are you family A or family B? Remember, today I said I was going to go over some concepts. Family A, you have 100,000 or less, no financial education, you try to do it yourself, no financial professional, you have a job you don't like, you work a 9 to 5 you don't like, you put your monies in the bank, you have a 401k plan you don't understand, right? Term life insurance, credit card debt, renters, and guess what? Minimal tax advantages. So that's family A. But if you're already family B, help others become family B, right? And so a quarter million or more, some financial education, have a financial professional, business owner, diversify portfolio, index accounts, permanent life insurance, debt-free, homeowners, maximal tax advantages. And I can tell you this, decisions you make today will impact your future generations of tomorrow. So which family are you? How are you helping other families? The next step, everyone, remember when you give these financial workshops or these quick little financial concepts, don't just give good information and be like, all right, have a great day. Complete a discovery, make sure it's suitable, share it with others. There has to be a next step. Schedule the next meeting. Very important. Investopedia is a very good tool. You heard of Wikipedia, we got Investopedia. Every investment term, every chart you can think of is in there. So use that as a resource. This is debtclock.org. When you go to it, it's going to be moving. So don't have a bunch of windows open. It's going to be moving very fast. Everything is moving, all of these numbers, right? So I'm just going to shine the light right here, everyone. $36 trillion in debt. The per citizen, right? Per citizen. This is your kids too. Write a check for 106,000, close to 107,000, and send it to Washington, D.C. Per taxpayer, that's not counting the grown, that's not counting the young adults, right? This is taxpayers. Check that out. 323,000. You can track all the debt and stats right there. Retirement Miracle. Great book. I mean, we used to give that book out all day to doctors and clients and accountants, and we gave the book out to dentists and lawyers and tax-free retirement. We love it. We love it. I'm telling you, this stuff helps you become better, right? Master the seven-figure conversation. You got to master it. Somebody like, man, you talking fast. You got to slow down. The good thing is you can go back and watch the recording, right? You slow it down. But every conversation, you got to learn how to disturb. You don't just jump in there with numbers. Talk about their pain points. What's missing? What's hurting? What's on your mind? What keeps you up late at night? And you go 4 layers deep on the pain, right? Intrigue them. Hey, if there was a way for you to pay less taxes, are you open to hearing more information? If there was a way that you would never lose money due to market decline, is that something you want to learn? If there was a way you can have a tax-free future lifestyle, is that something you would love for me to help you with? Concepts. We got all the concepts, the 15-minute presentations, the financial cake we went over, family A, family B, the tax factor. We went over a bunch of that stuff. The wealth of you, those are concepts. And then you show the numbers. See, the numbers are exciting to you, but they don't even know that the numbers are supposed to be exciting to them because they don't even know why they need to look at the numbers. And then the last part, you got to know how to do a application, everyone. You got to learn how to do an application, right? Don't fumble around, practice. We used to practice with a red pen like we were in school. Top 5 major financial concerns. Top 5. Here we go. What if I run out of money? That's on people's mind, everyone. You don't want to be grown and broke, retired, grown and broke. You don't want to run out of money. What if I lose my life savings? Well, people are losing money due to market declines. I love safe money solutions. What if I get sick? Who's going to take care of me? Real quick, write down 5 people that's going to stop everything and take care of you. Write down 5 people that's going to stop everything they're doing and take care of you. Most people can't do it. What if I don't get it right? You tried to Google your way, right? You tried to listen to the people at the barbershop and the beauty salon. And then the last one, right? How do I create a legacy that's going to last 100 years? That's more of a mature concern, right? They're not, if you're worried about this concern, you're not too much. You already got these taken care of, right? There's different concerns, there's different levels to it. Industry and market. How do we choose the right industry, right? How do we know which market to serve? I'm here to tell you, everybody, you're in the right industry. We have middle America, mainstream America, upper middle class, whatever you want to call it, but we are serving and protecting families. When I say protecting, not just life insurance, we're protecting their life savings from market decline. We're protecting their future income. So this is how it works when you work with one of our trainers, okay? First meeting is pre-game. We do research. You look up the LinkedIn on the client, their social media. We have questions. Where did they grow up? Where they're from? Where do they work? I need to know as much information in detail before the meeting. So it's just me and you as a new financial educator. The second meeting, we're with the client. Make a friend. Gather information. Make a friend. Most importantly, set the next meeting. Let me say it again. Make a friend. Gather information. Make a friend again. Don't make them mad. Make them still be your friend and set the next appointment. So prep time, 1 hour. So now we're not at with the client. We're working on Zoom or face to face. We're running scenarios. We're running numbers. We're running situations. We're running contingencies. We're going back and forth. Close me on it. Show me this. Run the illustration this way. Run the illustration that way. Let's look at underwriting. Let's look at suitability. We look at all of that stuff, right? We look at everything right there. So prep time is so important. When you're talking to people, you got to make sure that prep time is part of your system. Okay, the next one, everybody, is closing. Your trainer got to see you close. You got to duplicate yourself. If they never see you close, then guess what? They're not going to believe in the business. They're not going to believe in what we do. So they have to see you help a family. When you help a family, you help your family, you help their family, and then it's a win-win for everyone. And then the last part, everybody, is deliver. Deliver and get reverse referrals. You explain what the client to the client what they have. You give them a financial book. It can be the book that we have, the 8 financial breakthroughs. But let me spend some time on reverse referrals. That means that we have some similar friends on social media. Hey, I noticed you know Chris Davis, I noticed you went to school with so and so. We're friends, man. I'm going to reach out to him, let him know I talked to you. Reverse referrals works. So that's the client flow right there, everyone. That's the client flow. Now here's the next one. Whole life versus IUL. They're both permanent policies. So don't forget that. They're both permanent policies. And whole life, you live your whole life. That's the way it's designed. Now, here's the difference. Whole life, you may get 5% guaranteed interest. IUL is attached to the index. Whole life, you can have more liquidity in the first years, first 1, 2, and 3 years. And you can pull that money off and pay off debt and pay off your house. The IUL is more of a long-term strategy. Hope everybody got that. Now we're going to give more detailed training on this, but I want you to know the difference from a snapshot there. What you see on the screen now is our financial document checklist. Some people need a checklist. Some people I'll send an email, but I'm telling you, when people have a checklist, they knock out things and they may not need everything on this checklist. You're just going to highlight what they need, right? You're going to highlight it and then you can highlight on PDF. You don't have to highlight with paper. And then you're going to email them exactly what you need. Man, I don't know about you, but I'm fired up. This stuff, financial concepts, financial principles, financial mindset, I love it. Let's talk more mindset. 2-on-1 is better than 1-on-1. So if it's you and a trainer, you have trust and credibility versus you trying to figure it all out yourself and you're new. Just imagine you just passed your pilot's license and your first time flying is tomorrow and you want to take your family on a family trip to Hawaii. How many of you are going to get on that plane? You won't. But if you say, hey man, um, I work with Chad. He's one of the top pilots in the nation. He's been flying for over 20 years. I'm gonna be the co-pilot. Would you fly with us? Yeah, they're gonna fly with you. So there you have it. 2-on-1 is better than 1-on-1. Just a few more slides left, everyone, and then we're gonna call it a day. So 5 major concerns about money. So let's say you're talking at an HOA meeting, or you're talking at a family reunion, or you're talking at a community meeting, and they say, hey man, you got 5 minutes. Here's your 5-minute talk right here. First thing you talk about is the banks and lifestyle. Talk about, hey, what would you do to enhance your lifestyle? What is it that you want more of? Does your bank account reflect your lifestyle? Right? And then you talk about rate of return. If I can show you a way to get a better rate of return without market loss, is that something you would like to learn more about? You notice I didn't say something you want to know because everybody feel they know everything. And then you talk about their time, their age, their timeline, their retirement journey. You go through that. You got to scare them a little bit. Say, hey, some of you 55 years old, you're not going to make it. Hey, don't get mad at me. It's math, right? And then you talk about their commitment, how much money you can save every month, no matter what number. And then you talk about taxes, right? So lifestyle, rate of return, time, commitment, taxes, tax now, later, and free. And then you say, hey everyone, thank you for the time. Hey, I'm gonna pass it back over to Jenny. Isn't Jenny one of the best presidents we had at the HOA? Like, yeah. I said, everybody, that's my time. I'll be in the back to answer questions. So if you have any questions or concerns, I'll be at the back by the door. Oh, okay, great. That's your quick 5-minute talk. You speak at your church, your family reunion, your community meeting. Keep that in your back pocket. Ladies, keep it in your purse. Men, keep it in your wallet. Just keep a quick little index card just in case. You never know if you got to give a 5-minute talk. Let's talk about emotions versus logic. We buy things emotionally and back it up with logic. See, the dreams and the goals, that's the connection, versus the budget and the numbers, that's the logic. So you got to have a connection with the dreams and the goals to connect to the numbers. If you only show the numbers and there's no connection, you're not going to close business. Don't ever forget that. Here now, trust and foundation. Make sure you build trust, make sure there's a foundation, and make sure you're in a safe place. You don't want to be loud at the Olive Garden, everybody all in your business, or loud at the Waffle House doing your financial plan, or loud at Applebee's. Hopefully you don't go to those places, but hey, um, trust and foundation. Make sure it's a safe place. It's not loud and it's not too many people looking over your shoulder. Oh man, we have acronyms here. So this is DIS. People always say, Alvin, I need you to run numbers. I said, I need the DIS. Well, what is the DIS? The D is date of birth. The I is income to replace. The S is smoker or non-smoker. And the C is commitment. If I have the DIS, I can run numbers. If I don't have the DIS, I can't run numbers. Don't ever forget that. Remember, this is the page when I was 23 years old that I learned, that I mastered in the beginning. Where is the money? Tax now, tax deferred, tax advantage. Where are we moving the money from? Right? So you have to understand that. You got to know how that works. Tax deferred, tax advantage. We got a train the trainer worksheet. I'll put the newest one out there, but there you have it right there. We have companies, yeah, everybody. We got resources. We have the best of the best, A-rated companies, billion-dollar companies. We got billion-dollar companies, and you can make millions of dollars in our business, right? We're in a trillion-dollar industry backed by billion-dollar companies, and you have a system to make $1 million. Oh, I like that. I'm gonna use that one. So we got F&G, we got Nationwide, North American, NLG, Mutual of Omaha. We got it. Tune into the radio show, everyone. Retirement Refinance Radio. Very, very important. Get some gold nuggets. Send it to your clients. It helps. It works. Helps you become a better professional. Are you ready to have a seat at the table as we conclude here? Are you ready to just fill this room up with your team, with your associates, with your clients, with your business partners? This is your time. This is your year. This is the year of consistency. No giving up. Keep fighting every day. You never know. One person can change your life. One conversation can change your life. One introduction can change your life. One more phone call, one more text message, one more email, one more client meeting. Just keep going, keep fighting. And I'm telling you, 2025 will be your best year. I look forward to working with you. I look forward to being that coach. And I want to see each and every one of you at the top, because the bottom is too crowded with excuses. Take care and God bless everyone. Talk to you soon.
Thank you for your time today. Have a productive day and not a busy day. To all the world champions and first generation millionaires, I will see you at the top, because the bottom is too crowded with excuses. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Take care and God bless everyone.